What the Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. As you know, I try to upload at least once a week. But for those of you who don't know, I'm trying to help make history in a new campaign, and I've been trying to help my day job, the Washington Music Educators Association, just trying to deal with all of the outcome from this change in our society. So I don't I don't always get a chance to upload when I want. But in this case, it might have worked out because I was supposed to upload my thoughts on the first presidential debate. And before I could even sit down in my office, Donald Trump got COVID-19. And, you know, these past few days have been unlike anything I think I can remember any time that I've been alive. You know, when you live in a world and Eddie Van Halen dies, and that's not the worst news of the week, this is a really strange time for a lot of people. So I will talk about the first presidential debate. I, like a lot of you, will be watching the vice presidential candidate debate tonight, and I will combine those thoughts together into a video that I will premiere on Monday. Then 7 days after that, the following Monday, I already have an interview with the Superintendent of Public Instruction, Mr. Chris Reckdahl, and we're going to talk about education in the state of Washington then. And then we're going to get back to talking about how to make positive change via politics and why you should care. But before I do all that, I wanted to hop online quickly tonight and talk a little bit about Mr. Trump. I'm done with Mr. Trump. I hope that all of you are done with Mr. Trump too. I don't understand. Anybody that knows me knows that, yeah, I'm a Democrat, but I have a lot of friends who are Republicans. Well, okay, not a lot of friends who are Republicans, but I have friends who are Republicans. I call them regular Republicans. We argue about taxes. I don't have a lot of Christian conservative friends because we just never see eye to eye. I'm Jewish and I'm not super religious. I always say I'm the most religious, non-religious person most people will meet, which is I'm a person of faith, but that faith only guides how I treat other people and how I treat myself. I never use it to judge other people or to make them treat anyone differently. But I noticed a lot of Christian conservatives feel like their faith is a hammer that they have to use to attack other people and to force them into place. I guess for their own comfort. I don't get it. To me, if you think someone's not going to heaven, instead of fighting to make them go to heaven, wouldn't you be happy there's more space for you? Or let's put it another way. Why can't people just be who they actually are and not try to be something they're not just to make your religion happy? But I'm already off on a tangent when I'm trying to already be off on a tangent. Mr. Trump has got to go. I have never seen anything like this. And honestly, folks, I'm now starting to get angry. Here is a person who is so callous, so uncaring, so unintelligent to joke about people with disabilities. We saw it on the campaign trail 4 years ago. We saw how anybody he deems less than, which is pretty much everyone not related to him or actively giving him a check. And that changes because you can go from giving him a check and be his best friend to not giving him a check and suddenly you're the worst thing in the world and you're a liar and everything else. But the guy is literally borderline psychotic. I don't have the ability to diagnose him as psychotic, but we're going to roll with that. There is something truly wrong in his mind. So here he is spending months acting like COVID-19 is nothing, and then he gets it. And not only does he get it, and not only does he not care, but the entire Republican Party seems so hell-bent on proving a disease wrong. Like they're literally mad at a disease. Like they're going to win points over liberals and progressives by making science not real. That's what we're facing. And it's the dumbest, most bizarre thing in the world. I'm so tired of people acting like every single opinion has validity. Every single opinion does not have validity. If you happen to believe that there is a higher power in the universe, and that's for you to believe, and that's how you get down, fine. But the moment you start trying to prove that the world is 4,000 years old, you got to go. I'm tired of people acting like an opinion is a fact. It is not a fact. Diseases are real. I don't care if you don't get COVID. I don't care if you get it and don't get that sick. Other people have died. 211,000 Americans and 1 million more around the world died. It is a real thing. And you know what? Quit saying it's the flu. People die from the flu. What is the point of trying to act like things aren't real? Why do you elevate the things you can't prove and diminish the things that can be proven in a laboratory? So now he has it. And he has to go to Walter Reed, even though there are medical facilities in the White House. He has to go to Walter Reed Medical Facility. And then he doesn't even want to stay there because he's an idiot. Because all he wants is fanfare, because he has no self-esteem and he's egomaniacal. So he gets out and goes in a sealed car to wave at random fans. And who are these fans? I'm bonkers. This guy goes back to the White House, takes off his mask, and what do we find out in the interim? The head of the RNC has it. Chris Christie has it. And by the way, Chris Christie and Donald Trump are not young and they're not healthy. So they are the ones that are most likely to die from this disease that they claim is not a problem. But you know what? You know what makes me really mad? Two things. Number one, the idea that other people don't have a right not to be sick. You're not wearing a mask so you don't get sick, Mr. Trump. You already got sick. You're wearing the mask to stop other people from getting sick. And the fact that you are so callous as you won't even do that, like no one else even has the right not to breathe your diseased air. I don't understand why anyone thinks you're even a relatively just average decent human being. Because you're not. You're arrogant, you're selfish, you're condescending, and you are cruel. And to talk about cruel, you've got the entire Joint Chiefs like quarantining away from you so that they don't get sick because you don't care if they get sick. Now, you're supposed to be the real American. You're supposed to be, make the world better again. You're telling the white supremacists to stand by because you want to fight. Fight for what? What more do you want? What more do you want? Let me tell you what you have. You have government health care. You have government housing. You have the best housing that we can provide, and we are paying for it. And you know what, sir? You are not, because you have gone out of your way to prove you don't pay taxes. And do you know why you don't pay taxes? Because you seem to think paying taxes makes you a chump, makes you stupid. So we're paying taxes so you can live in the White House, because that's how the White House gets paid for, idiot. That's how Walter Reed gets paid for, idiot. Our tax money, not yours. You won't pay. And by the way, you claim to be so rich. Are you paying for your healthcare bill with your private insurance? No, you're not. You're a government employee and you're paying for it through the taxes that you yourself won't pay. In other words, you have government healthcare. How about that? How about that? How about it's good enough for you and not good enough for the rest of us? Because I'm sure just like you're an idiot if you pay your taxes, I'm sure you think you're an idiot if you pay for your own health care. This is what he thinks of us people. We're not entitled to health care, but he gets the best the country can provide, and we're stuck with the bill, while he takes no precautions to actually get better or prevent other people from getting sick. If any more people in the government get sick because of him, we're paying those taxes to help them get better too. But to be so callous and so uncaring as to not even acknowledge that you're using other people, you are basically a parasite. And it's the most disgusting thing, because the moment you got back in the White House, the first thing your ass did was say, you're going to halt all stimulus talks, all of them. My friends who have lost their private insurance because they lost their jobs due to COVID shutdowns, you're going to halt it all until after the election, because obviously you have no heart. Even the Grinch had a heart. You have nothing. I don't even know if you're human. I don't know. I'm not going to wish any more harm on you because I think it's coming, because you have to work really hard to have this many bad things happen to you. But you're going to get exactly what you deserve. And I am so angry. I am so tired. And the idea You already know people don't want you to be president. So the first thing out of your mouth is to say the entire election is invalid. And at your debate, Mr. Trump, which was basically preschool, just you hollering and interrupting like the dumbest, most ignorant person imaginable. You're supposed to be the leader of the free world, and you're arguing with the moderator. The moderator had to tell you to sit down and stop talking like you're a dog being trained. It's appalling how sad you really are. But in your worldview, because you have money, that's the only thing that really matters. Well, you know what, Mr. Trump? It's not the only thing that really matters. And I'm encouraging all of you right now to watch the debate tonight. But even if you never watch another debate, get this man out of office. He's not going to go away. Fox News will give him some show and he'll continue to make money because that's what people care about in this country, who makes the most money. But I got one more message. Regular Republicans, the folks that just used to argue over tax policies, please, for the love of God, rework yourselves and find useful candidates that can actually challenge the country and make it better. And to all the Christian people that are going around now being interviewed talking about you're voting for Trump because you want Jesus back, would Jesus leave the poor people to starve by cutting off the stimulus talks? Would Jesus actively, knowingly, and willfully risk other people getting infected to the point where they might die because he is that callous? I thought Jesus was a good person. I thought Jesus fed the hungry. I thought he healed the sick. He even brought Lazarus back from the dead. How on God's green earth do you see Jesus in this nightmare of a person in Mr. Trump? Are you that blind? Are you that angry? Are you that afraid that there are other people with other faiths and other opinions and people that have no faith at all? At least no faith in anything supernatural? You feel that isolated that you make probably the worst person that I've seen in the public eye into a demigod because you have a need to prove something to who? Who? The Warren Crisp? What bizarre you know what? I am very tired of stupid. I don't want to hear anything more about the moon landing was fake. I don't care about chemtrails. I don't want to hear anything about any of this stuff. And if you sit up there and you convince yourself that the election is fake and everyone in here is fake, because that's the only way you could believe that your ideas are not popular or you yourself are not popular, is that everyone must be lying, go away. If we're that bad, why do you want to have power over us? And further, you know that's what he's doing besides everything else, because he called out Joe Biden on several things. And at one point, Joe Biden says, everyone has proved that wrong. And the president of the United States said, everyone who? And Joe Biden says, the news media. And you know what the president said? Oh yeah, the media. Oh yeah, they're of course going to lie. You create a situation where the only truth is Donald Trump. That's a cult. Okay? That is a cult. If you want to go to an island and drink some Kool-Aid waiting for the spaceship with Jesus to arrive, go ahead. That's not most Christians. That's not most people. But I think the world might actually be a better place if you all find a compound somewhere and can continue to worship at the teat of Donald Trump, because the rest of us are preparing to get rid of this nightmare. Anyway, I shall return on Monday with a regular episode of PolyWhy, where we're going to talk about the debates. And yeah, I'm going to highlight some of the terrible things that Mr. Trump had to say, and hopefully some of the amazing things that Senator Harris has to say, because there is no equivalence here, right? I'm tired of this Fox lie that there's some kind of equivalent, that somehow Antifa is the same thing as the Ku Klux Klan. It's not real. It's not real. Donald Trump does not tell the truth. I don't think he knows how. I don't think he knows what it is. And I think it's too late for him to understand. Maybe come Christmas, 3 ghosts will visit him and try to explain to him his errors in the past, his errors in the present, and the future that awaits such an awful, awful human being. Awful human being. He does not care about you. He will lie to your face. He will steal from you. He will make a contract with you, break the contract, and then file for bankruptcy to make sure he never has to pay you. How many more times can he prove that you don't matter? Democrat, socialist, communist, Republican, fascist, Tea Party, whatever he has, whatever it is, Christian, Muslim, Jew, atheist, Buddhist, he doesn't care about you. If you are not Donald Trump, you are not real to him. Okay, back to what I was saying. Next week, I'm going to come back with a regular video where we're going to talk about things that are productive. We're going to break down and analyze the debate performances. And in 2 weeks, we're going to talk to Chris Reckdahl, the Superintendent of Public Instruction in the state of Washington. As always, if you like my content, go ahead and subscribe. I need subscribers. Right now, I get to say what I want because no one's watching. But go ahead and like this video. Share it with your friends. If you're as frustrated as I am, maybe my primal scream will make you feel a little bit better as we lead into the debate. Until then, everyone, be the light in the darkness. Be better than you were yesterday. And don't ever doubt that you're cared about. Not by Donald Trump, but you are cared about. Good night, everybody.